What's up, NFL fans? Mr. Shawty here doing a complete first round mock draft. Today, I'm going to do one round. Every team, or every team that has a first round draft pick, not going to do any trade ups, nothing else. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys like the video, I'll try to maybe get a 2-round mock in with trades. But without further ado, here I'm going to start. So, in my young life, I would say I probably first got into football like 2008-ish. Best quarterback prospect I've seen was Andrew Luck. Joe Burrow is the best prospect I've seen since Andrew Luck. So, to me, he's a no-brain first-round draft pick. Bengals need a quarterback. I don't think quarterback's the least of their problems, but Dalton's not getting any younger. The team's not getting any better. May as well go ahead, plug and play Joe Burrow. As I said in my most recent Redskins mock draft, Chase Young could be like their Nick Bosa. The Niners invested a bunch of first-round draft picks in like Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner, Solomon Thomas. They also ended up getting Dee Ford. Redskins, you also have a couple first-round draft picks with Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. You also have Montrezl Sweat, Ioannidis. Chase Young can help allow your defensive line to take the next step forward. Isaiah Simmons, versatile piece with all these great running backs and tight ends that are coming out of college mismatches. Isaiah Simmons can, in my opinion, cancel them out. So he should be Detroit's pick. New York, like I said in my most recent video, your offseason basically is going to dictate your draft. Because right now you got the number one corner staring at your face, but you paid tier 1 money for a tier 2 corner, in my opinion. And you also drafted a first round corner last year, so you can't select him. You didn't throw money at Conklin. You didn't pick up any form of right tackle. So right now you really need a right tackle. You really need a center. There is really no way you don't have you have a third round compensatory pick. You don't have your original third round pick. So you can't pick up a center in the third. It's just, so now you're forced to go offensive line. Wirfs showed up at the combine. That's what the Giants GM likes. That's what I got to do. Miami. Fans, don't yell at me. I'm not the biggest fan of Herbert, but former GMs have said selecting Tua in the top 10 is irresponsible. I've seen fans also say they don't like Tua. His injury history concerns them. I've seen them say they really want to select offensive line, and that is in the works here. I could very well do that. But I feel like Herbert's a fit for your guys' new offensive coordinator who uses the spread system. I think Herbert would do well. I've read that he would do well in that system, so we're going to go there. Chargers, you guys need a left tackle. Go ahead. Pick a Becton here. Allow Tyrod Taylor sometime. Panthers, you guys need a new corner. Number 1 corner staring at you. Cardinals, you need to protect Murray better. Go ahead. Jedrick Willis. Bookend alongside DJ Humphries. Jags, you guys are rebuilding, So go ahead, select best player on the board. Derek Brown lives in the backfield. Go ahead, pick him. Browns, you guys picked up Conklin. Very smart move. Andrew Thomas is sitting here. Go ahead, solidify your offensive line the rest of the way. All right, here's where we're going to see a run on top 3 wide receivers. I feel are going to go in these next 3 picks if this is the way the draft is turning out. And Jets are going to be the first domino to fall, and now, depending on who they want, I'm going to go ahead and select them right now with CeeDee Lamb. Don't really have an explanation for this. I feel like it could be Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb, depending on your opinion. I just feel like Jets, they need a clear-cut one. You know, in Alabama, you had Ruggs and Jeudy, you know, taking pressure off each other. So, without further ado, Raiders, they're going to go ahead and select. Again, take your pick. Feel like Gruden wants a field stretcher. Go ahead, select Ruggs. Leaving San Francisco with Jerry Jeudy. Tried filling the hole with Emmanuel Sanders. He chose to sign with the Saints this last offseason, so that hole still opens up. Buccaneers, you guys still need a corner. You know, Tom Brady, you know, isn't going to change that. Yes, your offensive line needs help. You know, you need a right tackle. There's really no right tackle on the board for you. You know, right guard's still a concern. But I think your left side's serviceable at the very least. Your center's serviceable. We can find you a right tackle in round 2. Go ahead, pick up second best cornerback prospect, C.J. Henderson. Browns. Wolf is gone. You know, you guys have quite a bit of holes. Go ahead, select Kinlaw here. Raw, something I think Fangio can work with. Falcons. What can I say about you guys, Falcons? You guys said you need corner as a issue. You also lost Devondre Campbell, who was your second best off-the-ball linebacker. So I'm going to go ahead select Patrick Queen for you guys. Give you guys another linebacker matchup with McCaffrey and, you know, all these other great running backs, Kamara, etc. Cowboys, you guys need a corner. Our corner's not a desperate need, but really I don't feel like you have a lot of desperate needs. Some people say safety. I feel like Clinton Dixon and Xavier Woods would do just fine. Fulton locked down the top wide receivers in the class. There are some tackling issues that make me not like him the most. Also, if he gets behind one of those top receivers, he's going to end up staying behind those top receivers. But maybe you guys want to develop him a little bit more. There's really no reason to rush him because you got Anthony Brown, Awuzie, and Jordan Lewis. I mean, Brown, I think, is a nickel corner anyway, but you guys were hard to mock for, definitely. So keep an eye out for your team mock. Technical difficulties have driven me off doing team mocks right now. So, Miami. I'm going to go ahead. You guys traded Tunsil away. We're going to go ahead and select Josh Jones, offensive line coach Dream, Raw. You know, we're going to go ahead and select him. Raiders. You guys need a corner, in my opinion. And according to you guys also need a corner. You know, Diggs, best corner that I've seen that's rated left. I'm not high on him, but, you know, I'm not a corner expert or anything, or your scheme expert or whatever. So I've seen them mock to you guys a little bit. Jacksonville. This is probably going to be unpopular, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mock Tua to you. It's probably less than ideal, but you can see if you got anything in Minshew this year. Wait for him to maybe recover, build up to speed on the offense. I feel like your offensive line's not going to... Surprisingly, it's not very good. But you can see what Minshew brings. But like we saw last year, I think Minshew kind of started to slow down. So you guys got Tua. You can see if you got anything in Minshew. You can then trade him. Probably not for a first, but... And you also might need Minshew for starting reasons because Tua's injury history. But I'm going to start the Tua slide at 20. Feel like it's a good fit. Eagles. feel like your primary concern, I'm not big on him, but your primary concern is, to me, should be linebacking. You know, you can talk about corner. You got Darius Slay. You know, I still feel like there's a hole on the other side of him. You know, you guys can say wide receiver. You guys got Elshon Jeffrey, Jackson, White Saga. You can still find someone in the second round to fit that mold. Whereas linebacking, I feel like, drops off in the second round. So again, maybe a little bit early for Murray, but we're going to go ahead and select him. Minnesota, my team. Ooh, what to do for you guys. I'm going to do something like really kind of unpopular. Now, not gonna lie, I'm not gonna select Austin Jackson. If it were up to me, I would trade out of the first. I would try to find a team, maybe a team looking to jump ahead of maybe the Patriots or the Saints. So that might be what happens in my next mock. Have a team trade up with Minnesota before someone can select Jordan Love. I'm looking at you, Indianapolis, with Rivers being 1 year away. And in my other mock drafts that I do on my own, I have thought of that. I ended up sending Minnesota or Colts. We exchanged our other second round draft picks. So I think Minnesota moved up 10 spots, so Indianapolis can move up 10 spots. Kind of a win-win. I think I also gave Minnesota like a 7th rounder or something out of the deal as well. But again, with only one round, I'm not going to mess with, general specifics before you guys get to see like exactly what's going to happen. But with that being said, unpopular, probably at the very least. But like I said, if this was a pick, I'd probably trade it back. Wide receiver fans, you guys don't feel like it's a primary concern. I like Rigor, and I like Higgins. Higgins, his speed thing just drives me crazy. He shows that I feel like he's got sneaky speed in my opinion. He can turn it up a little bit. Rigor, his spotty quarterback play, I don't think helped him out at all. Mims with his drops, kind of concerning. But again, I get their fans need an offensive tackle, but I don't want to select Cleveland in the first round. I just don't. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go with Higgins, maybe my next mock. Depending on what I get for comments down below, I'll change it to, Rieger, or, in the second round, I'll show you guys what I would do with my first 3 picks or whatever. But without further ado, Higgins, my most recent mock draft, I said why I like him. I think why his separation is being blown way out of proportion. But works, So, with that being said, Patriots, do I think they're going to select a quarterback? No, but just to prove my point, I'm going to stop Jordan Love's slide. I mean, not really a slide, but I don't think that 4th round quarterback they drafted is really anything special. I think in limited time, Belichick threw him in, and I think he threw a pick 6 on his first drive or something. So we're going to go ahead, get out of that. Now, Saints. Quarterbacks are off the board. Question is, what do we want to do? You guys don't have a lot of holes. There's not a linebacker I'd want to pick up here. There's really no guards I'd want to pick up here. Tackles, tight ends, really nothing. You guys don't really need an end, D-tackle, corner, safety. None of that you need. We're going to go ahead, get Drew Brees some more help. Emmanuel Sanders with Michael Thomas. I don't know where Michael Thomas does most of his damage, but I feel like Justin Jefferson from LSU. Get you guys more wide receivers. Make Drew Brees' life easier. Minnesota. Here's where I'm kind of going to go out of order. Jalen Johnson. He might go to the Raiders at 19. He might. But I feel like there's nothing not to like about this guy. He's good in off man, press man, zone. He's good against the run. Doesn't do anything spectacular. He's not some great prospect, but he's solid in all spots that I think he makes an ideal pick. Also, for Minnesota, I'd also love to draft like Ruiz. I love Ruiz, truly do. That's who Miami's gonna pick. Get him more help offensively, especially on the offensive line, so the quarterback can throw, and the running backs can run the football. Give him help there. I'd love to draft Ruiz for the Vikings. I truly would. Problem is, he's not. He played a little bit right guard. He's not the strongest dude either. I don't want to move him over to left guard where he might be better off at center. So I'm not going to sit there and move him at all, really. All right, Seattle. I know it says Chasen's an outside linebacker. We're going to go ahead and select him. You guys, we're looking at Clowney and looking at Griffin. None of that's happened as of right now. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Ravens, I'm going to go ahead and select Denzel Mims for you guys. Give you guys another guy across Marquise Brown. Tennessee, you guys lost Conklin. So this is where Austin Jackson, I feel, could go. But I'm going to select Isaiah Wilson. I feel like he's a plug and play, at least for now, right tackle. Something you really need. I've seen Austin Jackson probably play left side. Green Bay. You signed Rick Wagner. There is concerns along the offensive line. But really, we're going to go ahead. We're going to select Rieger from TCU. And right away, that's just going to add another playmaking threat for Aaron Rodgers. You guys still only have Devontae Adams. That didn't change during the offseason. You didn't sign Sanders. You didn't sign Anderson. You didn't sign really anybody. You signed Funchess. I think it might be Funchess, if I'm remembering right. But go ahead, get you guys a deep threat. If people are looking at his stats, he had such spotty quarterback play that affected his stats. But there's been times where he was completely past him. He's completely burned him. But there's nothing we can do about it because his quarterback sailed the ball on him. So, San Francisco. I think you guys need some safety play. We're going to go ahead. Another LSU dude. Or unless if you want McKinney. I feel like as long as you keep that one dude on your bench, you're fine. The guy that Diggs burned. Diggs burned him in that divisional round. As long as you keep him off and you keep the guy that you ended up plugging in, and I can't remember his name to save the life of me, you'll be fine. But what you guys kind of needed was a safety. Like a good safety. So right there, that's going to be the pick. All right. And so for our Super Bowl champs, again, I don't feel like really any of this is a huge need. We're going to go ahead and look at defense. What can we do? Why not add another corner between Gladney, Terrell? We're going to go ahead We're going to go ahead and give him a corner. I don't really know which one of these guys is better. There's pros and cons to both of them. We're going to go ahead with that pick. All right. So, that is how my first NFL complete mock draft did. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you put a like down on the video. Tell me why you liked it down below. If you didn't like it, please let me know down in the comments why you didn't like it. Peace out, guys.